I want to introduce you to a charter member of Club Paradise. Robin Williams, of course, is well known for a variety of different kinds of roles. This is more of a return to maybe a little bit more of a manic Robin Williams in something like Best of Times. Is that a fair contrast, maybe?
Not at all, but thank you for trying. It's a little bit more subdued. I mean, this character is probably a little more grounded than the character in Best of Times. Don't mean to make you seem silly with that, but you know, that's he's more of a, I think, a little more rational. And he's trying to get away from life, and in the process gets involved in something even more intense than what he was in before.
I mentioned both films because I am a big fan of The Best of Times.
Oh, bless you. You and two people in Cleveland.
Why? Why?
Why?
What happened?
I don't know. Mr. Ebert, Mr. Siskel, why? I don't know.
Did you like what you were able to do with that film?
Yeah, I think it's a sweet movie. I think it's... It certainly doesn't have any automatic weapons. It is a nice movie about dreams, and that's really nice.
When you have a chance to be quiet, it seems as if you're playing against the grain a little bit, which in many artists produces a finer performance. Is that a fair way of putting it, too?
Sometimes I feel when I be quiet, I have a tendency to get like, I'm a little morose, but in this performance, you mean the character itself? Yeah, I think...
I like the quiet moments with Robin Williams on screen.
And you know, I like these with you, too.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have a meal and possibly dance. I think sometimes something nicer comes out. It's like when you stand still. I mean, what comes out then? Somebody said a great line about acting. It's in those moments when you just sit there, and then what you do, what comes out in the moments when you have to remain still is usually pretty powerful stuff.
Or like watching an athlete when he's standing still, because in many cases an athlete is still sort of in motion, but not quite. You know, there's a nice tension there.
In that motion. I mean, in the... just before the... and here I go for some more money.
Take us on location now in Jamaica, because most of us won't have a chance to go there, and we're dying to find out something bad about that location to make us feel better. You know what I mean?
Really? So you can go like,
I feel better about my house that I don't live in a corrugated room.
Right. Was it all wonderful, or were there some?
The place itself is exquisitely beautiful. The economy is a little depressed, but the people are... they keep on going. They have an amazing spirit and spirituality about them that allows them to keep on going. That, plus, also, any religion that has marijuana built into it does have a tendency to have a good time. You know,
and beaches...
everyone becomes Jesus. You know, but the place itself is so incredible. It's truly a paradise. You can understand it's where God spent that day going, lunch.
There's a line in it, though, when you're surrounded by beauty all day long, after a while, big deal. Did you ever find that creeping in?
Look for a parking lot. No.
Look for a slum someplace just to catch a sense of contrast?
I mean, you know, it's weird because poverty in paradise is a strange contradiction. I mean, but here you are seeing this incredible area, and you see people living just barely above sustenance, you know, sustained basically by nature. And sometimes not even that way. I mean, you know, just barely, just on that line. And it's a weird contradiction because you're saying this is such beauty and yet such pain. But yet the Jamaicans have a kind of an attitude about go on, man, you know.
I'd like for you to follow me, if you would, to a bit of a shift here, because from the uncrowded beaches of Jamaica
remember this voice
to the mess in Manhattan coming up this weekend.
Oh, the 200 Elvis impersonators?
Statue of Liberty. Yeah, how does Elvis get into the Statue of Liberty?
Thank you very much. Give me a card, you pull your Colonel Pocket. Thank you very much. What's it going to be like? It's like Night of the Living Elvis clone. Backstage it'd be great. I got to get all the thank you. I'm on. No, I'm on. Get out of my way. Thank you. A million, sequins alone, there must be 1,000 gay men going, what are these sequences everywhere? Bobby! Get another Elvis impersonator. Number 52. Yeah.
But, you know, patriotism is one thing about this, but why aren't we hearing more jokes? Why aren't we hearing more people kind of taking this whole thing apart? Ripe for jokes, I think.
Jonathan Winters had a great line about Will Rogers. He said, Will Rogers said he never met a man he didn't like, but of course he was playing with a rope in his basement for a long time. But why are we not hearing more jokes? I think there are a lot of jokes out there. I think there's a lot of, you know, somebody had a great line about the Statue of Liberty because of the recent, you know, conservatism in the country. They should have an 800 number at the bottom. Call 1-800-SIMSIM-MAZZOLI. That's right, 1-800-SIMSIM-MAZZOLI.
But we need it, I think. I mean, we're getting we're awash in the patriotism right now.
I think, I mean, a lot of it's good. When patriotism goes over into jingoism, that's when it gets a little scary. You know, when you start, you know, then you're going,
Well, of course, you've got a special stake in this because of Moscow and the Hudson. I mean, a film like that, now that was a Statue of Liberty film. I think.
Yeah, it's truly about, the dream of people coming here. I've talked to a lot. I've talked to Russians in Russian about what they feel about America. Some of them, it was their dream come true. I have a comedian friend, Yakov Smirnov. A couple of years ago, he was, living in a one-room flat in Leningrad. Now he's driving a Rolls-Royce, lives in Hollywood, has had dinner with Reagan twice.
American way, huh?
Yeah, and now there's a Russian poet I talked to in New York who hates it. He wants to go home. He says we have no soul. He says that we're basically concerned with things, that we have no sense of people or soul or heart, which for Russians is, dusha is more important than anything in the world. I think there's in between the two lies the truth, that there's a lot of pain for it, but then a lot of hope. The wonderful thing I find about here, the true sense of patriotism for me is the diversity of people and the amazing capacity for creativity we have, that sometimes I think gets lost. But I just find the influxes, it's the influx of people that makes this country, the waves of people coming, bringing new thoughts, new ideas.
No jokes.
Serious. Yeah, no jokes.
That was a nice, we are surprised when we hear you talk for a length of time without the joke coming
No,
in.
it's
Is that our fault?
Not at all. We are surprised. You as in Sybil? Several people. We as several people, isn't that right?
Me and Queen Elizabeth or Queen Victoria.
Myself and you, my husband and I are just happy to have anyone in England. When you look at Prince Charles, don't you think that someone in the royal family knew someone in the royal family? You see ears on that, like somebody expecting to be going bim, 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 bim. But we kid. They've got money, a little bit.
Well, this man is obviously at home, whether it's on Manhattan Island or in Jamaica.
There they were. No, 2 more beads and we throw in Jersey. We'll get you back one day.
Angala, whatever that
Tawase.
means. That means everything. Did you know that?
Yes, and Kimosabi means idiot, but shh.
And I'm John Tibbetts, speaking of, for KCTV5 from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.